Yeah, you know there's a problem in the manosphere when a multi-million-dollar actor, a multi-million-dollar famous actor, might I add, gets arrested or a citation for soliciting an sex worker. The good thing I will say is that Americans seem to be finally somewhat waking up on this topic where it's like, come on, man. The guy was just trying to pay for some ass. Like, what's really the big deal here? You see, and why is the bigger question I made at. So we know that it's not financial reasons of why this man probably can't get laid, because I looked up his net worth. I'm sure it's not always accurate, but come on, man. The guy was in Home Alone. All of us seen Home Alone. We know that every time during the holiday season, he's getting royalty checks that are probably ridiculous, right? So I'm sure the guy has no problem paying for dates. Okay, so we know that's not the issue here. I think that what we need to do is take a look at the bigger picture here and ask ourselves, why is it that a multi-millionaire who, you know, he doesn't look like a bad looking guy for his age, and he's famous, wants and would rather pay for some poussoir than rather take the time to go out and meet a woman? That's what people are saying. People are like, oh, well, he should have just took the time to go find himself a nice woman so he wouldn't have to do that. Listen, this is what's going on, y'all. I want to go ahead and say that there is a reason for this. This is all by design. This is not a coincidence. The reason why the oldest profession in the world is illegal in the United States is because of big business. They actually make more money from it being illegal than if they were to legalize it. Because, like people said, what is the problem with two consenting adults making a transaction? Absolutely nothing, right? Shouldn't be a problem. It's not in certain places in South America. It's not in Amsterdam. It's not in other parts of the world. So why America? You know, so I started looking into this and I started, you know, doing some research on this topic. Why would this be illegal here? And I came to the conclusion, and from when I was in Amsterdam, I did some studying out there too, which is really great. You can actually study this in Amsterdam. And it made me wonder especially when I was in Amsterdam, I was like, why don't we have a red light district in America? You know, some people will say Vegas, but Vegas is not the same. It's not the same. And I actually just got back from Vegas not too long ago, and it ain't popping out there no more. It ain't popping. Like, I don't know. Something happened. Maybe it was because they started charging for parking. The prices are just way too expensive out there for what used to be fun to do and not that expensive. It takes way too long to get service at the casinos. And not only that, but the food is not even all that great anymore like it used to be. And it's super expensive. So Vegas is not really popping anymore, right? But I was wondering, like, why don't we have something like the red light district in America? It seems like it would be needed. And I'm going to tell you guys this, which is probably something that you won't really know unless you've been to Amsterdam, is that they said that they had a feminist movement that happened way back in the days out there, right? They, like America, said, okay, for I think a little while, they got rid of the red light district. They got rid of all the sex workers that were around, the neighborhood and all that. And they said they let the women have their rights back and they let them have their power. They actually say this in their research. They say that they had a feminist movement. That's what they actually called it. Do you know what happened once they did that? The crime rate rose. They said that there was just crimes that were happening all over the place. They couldn't control it. Robbery, you name it. All types of crimes were happening. People were out of control. They noticed that there was a different sense of energy within the communities. So the elected officials, I guess later on, figured out that feminism doesn't work in their country because, there are some people out there that actually care about their country. And they brought the red light district back. And guess what? When they brought the red light district back, the crime rate dropped. You can look this up and research this, man. And I found that really fascinating. If you were to legalize working girls, there's a possibility that it could drop the crime rate. Not only that, but I can guarantee you that if they were to do that, it would make women start acting differently in this country. There's a simple reason why it is illegal. Again, because it is big business to have it illegal. And let's not forget, America, as more and more I'm starting to see, I believe is a culture that promotes singleism, that promotes divorce, that promotes to stay single, even though they all pretend like marriage is a good thing. But let's check the stats on that. Let's check the divorce rates. Let's check the marriage rates. Let's check who files for divorce most of the time. You see, this is just like unheard of in some other countries. Whereas in this country, it seems like it's very normal. And not only that, when they file for divorce, mostly women, they're also trying to take half of what you got and that they didn't help build or that they didn't bring to the table. Now, if they helped build it and brought some of it to the table, that's a different story. But usually that's not the case. Usually it's the woman divorcing the man, filing for divorce, and then she is trying to take half or more of what you got. You see, and I think that a lot of men are just getting fed up and just don't have time for this. They just don't even want to deal with this anymore. Look, the studies show right here that the United States is the number one spender on the app OnlyFans. I'm sure hopefully by now most of y'all know what OnlyFans is. It's basically an sex worker website. Okay? $2 billion are being spent on this. Now, if they were to legalize this, do you understand how much money they would probably lose on OnlyFans? Do you know how many girls would probably not get dates and would actually have to get their act together and start acting right in order to attract men? Because now a man could just be like, hey, I don't have to waste my time with you. I could just go pay for it legally. I mean, let's be honest, man. We all pay for it. You say, I don't pay for sex. I don't pay for it. Oh, but did you take her to the movies? Did you take her out to dinner? Did you go buy drinks with her? Did you have to go pick her up and spend gas and you drove over 20 miles? You're paying for it in other ways. Did you get her nails done? Did you get her hair did? You're paying for it in other ways. Did you help her with her phone bill or with her light bill? Did you help put gas in her car? You're paying for it in other ways. Yeah, but I think that if they were to legalize it, then companies like OnlyFans would go out of business. And America doesn't want that to happen because they want to keep the men weak. They want to have them watching porn. They want to have them on these apps and just becoming simps and spending money. And it helps the economy grow. And it helps these women make all of this money. So where they feel that they don't need a man. And therefore, it keeps the singleism up more, and it also could be a population control thing too as well. This is a very deep topic here, man. This is the reason why I believe that working girls are illegal in this country, is because I believe that America makes more money and has more control over the people, especially the weak men and masculinity, by keeping it illegal. If they were to legalize it, they will lose control on all the men, and the women would have to start acting right. And they don't want the women to act right. They want the women to keep acting the way they are doing right now, because it keeps the singleism going and it also keeps men weak.